Welcome to the Fear Fiction Podcast. Fearfic is the term for short horror fiction, mostly posted on the web. It includes any and all related subgenres. Join three assholes talking basement goo Slimebeast, inebriated interstellar traveler Abysmii, and irritable ghostly man-horde Dead Palette, as they read all stories horror and internet-related, paragraph by paragraph, and bullshit while they do it. From adolescent revenge fantasies to subtle postmodern narratives about real-life events and everything in between, they read it and critique. You better believe it. Kick it to the cold open, white boy.
Okay, here's the important question. Who has more sexual energy, Tony the Tiger or Tigger?
Ooh. Okay. Tigger, like on screen, is almost in a perpetual state of just exuberance.
Mm-hmm.
Tony the Tiger kind of just like shows up, high fives a kid, and then does a slogan. And then I think he like crashes when he's off screen and just like slumps in the chair. So I'm gonna go with Tigger.
With that body, you think that Tony the Tiger doesn't have an active lifestyle?
I think he has a very routine and strident lifestyle. Because that's all we've seen. I'm going on what our actual empirical evidence is. Tigger, like, no matter, if he's ever on screen, he's doing shit. And he, like, bounces off into the sunset doing shit. Tony the Tiger shows up and then leaves. You have no idea.
So
Can't trust him.
What you're saying, Abysmii, is that you want Tigger to jackhammer your ass with his tail. And just bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce.
No.
No. I would say, first of all, this is a stupid question, but secondly, I would say, you don't have enough factors here. Like, has Tony the Tiger just had a bowl of cornflakes?
Cornflakes?
Yeah. What is it? Is it not cornflakes?
Frosted Flakes.
Frosted Flakes. Okay, so what are Frosted
You
Flakes?
fake fan?
What are Frosted Flakes? Are they loops of fruit? No, they're cornflakes.
No, they're frosted.
God damn it, you're
Peasant.
frosted. This whole court is frosted.
How do they get frosted?
Oh, you're
That
saying...
is Tony the Tiger's excess sexual energy put into every bowl of frosted cornflakes.
Oh my god.
Well, if he's spending it on cornflakes, then he doesn't have any for his active lifestyle.
It's gross.
He has so much energy that he's putting it into every box of... So, no, I think...
I don't know, man. The minute you show me that Tony the Tiger sex tape, I'm not going to believe it.
No, but that's what... you say that, and when I think Tony the Tiger, I kind of think like Hulk Hogan. I think like, oh, he's a good American, and he's like... He's got all of this nice public image and telling the kids to do their vitamins, but behind the scenes, he's injecting steroids mixed with Coke.
Of all the things that Hulk Hogan could do post his wrestling career, why wasn't one of them a cereal commercial?
Well, he did have an
an
energy drink.
Yeah, but that's too easy. I want a fucking Hulk Hogan's, they're like H's, little H's, and they're frosted. I don't know.
All right, who would last longer in bed? Tony the Tiger or Hulk Hogan?
Tony the Tiger. Hulk Hogan's pretty old.
Well, I mean, so's Tony the Tiger. We're talking about like in their prime, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he's immortal. So.
Yeah, but his voice actor is dead.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Hulk Hogan is the immortal one. That's literally his name. They're both immortal.
Interesting. All right, so I think
is Tony the Tiger. How good is his boxing skills?
Is Tony the Tiger interested in sex, or is he agender?
You mean asexual?
Ooh, maybe that's what we have.
Yeah, agender people are totally into... Okay, whatever. Jesus Christ.
Maybe...
They're cornflakes is what I'm saying.
Maybe Tony the Tiger is trans and was born a woman, and it's one of those things where if you want to get those masculine traits, you lift a bunch of weights and it makes you look more masculine.
Well, actually, we constantly see him pretty much naked and he has no genitalia.
Well, it's not that he has no genitalia, it's just that the fur hides the vagina, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing hanging out, doesn't mean there ain't nothing there.
What we want to know is how...
Tony the Tiger a woman?
Tanya the Tigress? But yeah.
That's what we want to know.
Oh my god, where the... I'm looking up Tony the Tigress right now.
As if you haven't before.
I haven't, that's why I'm pissed off.
Those links are all purple, good sir.
How big is Tony the Tiger's clitoris?
Hey everybody, Matt Pat here again. How is Tony a clit? I don't know.
But here's the thing, though, is like, I think Tony the Tiger would have more staying power, but I think net positive, Tigger would rebound quicker.
Yeah.
Well,
between
that's
sessions.
the wonderful thing about Tiggers. Tiggers are wonderful things.
So they always have a condom on them.
Yeah.
And the
Question,
dick has
though.
always got the spring.
Spray up my face. Anyway,
You want to know something really weird about all this? Is I don't mind.
What's
putting
weird
Tigger
about this?
in
What's
sexual
weird about this?
context. I don't mind putting Tigger in a sexual context. What I did have a problem with is when I was watching a playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 2, and they made it to the 100-acre wood portion, and I had this immense,
Erection.
immediate reaction of, no, don't sully the 100-acre wood with this stupid nonsense. What are you doing
more like
here?
the 6-inch
Oh.
wood, my friend.
I don't know. That's just struck me wrong, and I don't know why. Just sullied it.
Anyway, question though. Don't you think it's time in 2019 that we have a female cereal mascot? There are none. Try to think of it. I challenge you.
Oh my god.
I challenge you to think of a female cereal mascot. No, the Quisp mascot is not female. You would think so, but no.
That
We
is-
really do need one.
Mary Lou Retton for
To be
Wheaties does not
spoken.
count.
Well, that's the thing, is do we need an original female
Yes.
character, or do we need to like have someone take up the mantle?
No, she needs to be like a slutty, vegan, gluten-free cereal mascot.
What the fuck?
Can we get boob berries? And then it's just the Boo Berries mascot, but
That's
it has
just
giant tits.
derivative. That's just derivative.
I mean, think about it. You've got Pebbles. You've got Fruity Pebbles named after the daughter, but you've got the male mascots presenting it. I think it's high time that we had a female presenting Pebbles.
Mm.
And Tumblr will ban it.
I don't know. Pebbles is a pretty masculine cereal. I don't know that we would want to go for that.
It's hard like a rock.
I mean, when you think Pebbles, like the fucking Pebbles on that baby with a mallet.
Yeah, but you throw pebbles at a window to get a girl to pay attention to you.
You throw rocks at women is what Abysmii is basically saying. He's essentially arguing for never mind. So
That it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with his upbringing. His father is a rock.
This is
that's
true.
true. Yeah.
It's true.
I mean,
look,
all those
it
years
was a
ago,
different time. It was a different region. It's okay.
of the universe.
all those years ago, a rock threw itself at some bacteria. Oh God.
Man. Okay.
I'm watching you, Dad.
Oh, son, you gotta get your rocks off.
Uh,
We are reading Fleming Storage Unit number 12, Benjamin Butterfly by Wolfy Waffle.
by the way, Abysmii, do you remember that phase in your dad's life when he was really into Harrison Ford?
Yeah. Everyone's still embarrassed about that. I've got the photos to prove it.
I saw the
Wolfy
movie.
Waffle sounds like someone who would plug like some sort of breakfast waffle.
Wolfy Waffle here for Waffle Wolves.
Waffle.
Syrup.
Wolfy Waffle here for Waffle Wolves, packed with waffles and wolf testosterone. I don't know.
Oops, all waffles.
Oops, nothing.
Does anybody fucking watch this or listen to this podcast anymore?
Why? Oops, no viewers.
It's just a bowl full of Eggo waffles with no foot on.
I would fucking eat that. I don't even care.
They're not even like toasted or anything.
No.
They're just frozen.
God damn it. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, man.
You know what it was? It was the 8th of October when I received the email. I had just gotten home from the lab. I put on some water to boil and turned on the TV. I didn't care what channel it was. I just didn't like how quiet the house could get. I still wasn't used to moving from Florida. Into such a tiny house. He was still doing it.
He's an alligator. He lived in all of Florida, and now he lives in a house.
Mm-hmm.
Emergency about storage units, the subject line read. Apparently someone had found a body in the storage unit, and they were shutting the whole thing down. Just what the world needed. I had some work to finish up, and on the 11th, I headed to the facility.
Ooh.
Straight through the gates, turn left after the middle doors. Having a unit number in the teens had its benefits. I remember wishing I had brought a jacket. I always hated how it got dark in the winter and fall months. Everything cast in a frigid gloom.
Yeah, in Florida it never gets dark, so I can see where they're coming from.
It is called the Sunshine State.
That's why people go insane.
There was my door, number 12. Memory is shit. Memory is shit.
Yeah.
Memory
What the
is
fuck?
shit.
Memory is shit.
That is true.
Memory is shit, so it helps that it's the same year our daughter was born. I unlocked the padlock.
The year 12 AD.
Yes.
Our daughter was Jesus.
Wait, Jesus was born in 12 AD?
It's time that we had a female
Not my
Jesus.
Bible.
Yes.
I unlocked the padlock and rolled up the door, revealing the small pitch-black room. I had my flashlight with me, but the batteries were dying and it flickered on and off. I knew I shouldn't have brought such a piece of junk, but it already felt bad. Our family trip to
Medea.
But I already felt bad about our trip to Madeira.
Medea. They went to see the
Medea.
Medea movie.
Medea, a Fleming Storage Unit project.
It was the kind of trip you can't really afford,
Florida.
but can't really afford not to take either. Emily said she felt better there. We all wanted to stay.
Emily, huh?
That was a big first paragraph, and as I often mention, I told people that they need to roll up the door on the first paragraph. That was probably a dumb idea because it made all of these stupidly long first paragraphs as a result.
Somebody should have... Oh, go
I
ahead.
actually broke that rule in mine. I don't remember. I have to go look
A
back.
bunch of people broke the rules.
Yeah, that's true.
But who gives a shit?
Somebody should
the
have sent
story's
you
good.
an entire story, and the doors roll up at the very end, but the entire story is one paragraph. One giant
That would just be
paragraph.
impressive.
Yeah.
Like, actually make it a cohesive story. Montana, out of all the places to return to. Under a sleeping bag, I found the backpack she had taken on that trip. I picked it up and remembered how light it was. Crushed between it and the sleeping bag was a butterfly.
Oh.
It had white wings with black tips and a long black spot below that on each wing as well. I would have saved it for her if it wasn't crushed beyond partial recognition. She always liked insects and bugs.
Just
About the
like a
wings of a
white-
butterfly for yourself.
I was going to do just like a white-winged butterfly.
Yeah, well, I went to him, so mine's better.
I am your butterfly.
I need your protection. Put me in a storage unit.
The flashlight died. Brilliant. I closed...
Nice.
We're just going to sit here and think about what you just did.
Brilliance, which is another word for how bright something can be. Whatever.
I closed the door and locked it up. Not the most productive trip.
Productive.
Not the most productive trip, but a butterfly.
I had a partial stroke earlier that day.
God damn it. No stroking Simpsons. No. But I knew to buy new batteries for tomorrow. I threw the flashlight away. What? Along with the butterfly and the backpack on my way back in the dumpster. On my way back into the dumpster. Alright. Let me actually try this. I fucked that up because this is like a run-on sentence, I believe. I threw the flashlight away, along with the butterfly and the backpack, on my way back, in a dumpster I saw behind a building.
Yeah, that should be two different sentences.
So I saw a dumpster behind a building on my way back. I threw the flashlight, butterfly, and backpack into it, or, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
I guess that flashlight was only $1, but I still wish I hadn't done that. Okay, no sleep. But even if I went back in time, I don't think I was about to dig through a dumpster in the cold for a 99-cent gas station flashlight. Still wish I wasn't so impulsive, though.
On the 12th, I had to do Hopper's firearm in consignment. It was a gun shop next to the units, but I figured I might have an old flashlight I could use.
Or maybe an old flamethrower. That'd light up stuff good.
Okay, Elon Musk.
Sir, what do you want a flamethrower for? It's like, you don't need to know why.
It's real dark and cold out. I need some flames.
That's right.
It's like, why do you need a flamethrower? I'm kind of feeling insecure about my penis size. What's it to you?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ben, what can I get you? The titular Hopper asked.
Titular Hopper. By the way, the worst Marvel Cinematic Universe character. I told him...
Definitely not as good as Red Flag, just saying.
I told him I needed a flashlight, and asked his son to look in the back and see if they had any. I had already looked in the consignment section, but sometimes there's things turned in that haven't been sorted yet. So, how's Emily doing? That's Hopper. That's his voice from now on.
Emily, our daughter, had Hutchinson-Gilford progeria syndrome, or HGPS, usually referred to as progeria. It's a rare monogenic genetic condition, but due to how it affects carriers, you don't see it passed on. It's considered a progeroid syndrome.
Prodroid, yeah.
The same group as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, but HGPS in particular is caused by a defect in the LMNA gene, which changes the shape and structural ability of the nucleus. I don't think most people will understand that. What most people know it for is that it makes children look like old men and die in their early 20s, sometimes earlier.
So that's where we get our title, Benjamin Butterfly.
Okay.
So Emily is a kid who looks like an older person because of HGTV and LMNOP.
Oh, how true is that?
What?
Huh? What? Yeah.
Up next on HGTV, turning children into old people. What? Oh my god.
More like watching HGTV turns you into an old person.
Why is it so hard to say HGTV, by the way?
HG, it's a lot of consonant breaks. HG. You have to do like 3 right there. As of today, there is no known cure. People tend to get a lot less inquisitive once you tell them that.
Fine as she'll ever be, I replied. Hopper looked concerned, like he wanted to say something, but he didn't. His son came back with a flashlight, and I paid for it. By the way, if the author of this story has anybody with HGPS in their family or friends, we apologize.
Yes. Yes, actually.
It's our fault. We are the ones who caused it.
Yes, we're very sorry. Abysmii has all of these alien rays. He doesn't know what all of them do.
Cosmic rays, so just put them out in the ether and see what happens.
Sometimes you just throw some cosmic rays out there, and it causes a defect in the LMNA gene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, free radicals, that's what they're called.
Free radicals.
Jesus Christ.
That's what they're called.
They're the outliers.
Well, like the technical term is free radicals. In space, we just call them freezies.
Freezies? Anybody up for some freezies?
Got a case of the freezies, do you? Or have a partial stroke?
Oh, God damn it.
Space stroke.
Stroke
$29.99.
Wait a minute. You're charging people for space strokes, Abysmii? What do we need to know here?
I mean, don't knock it till you tried it.
Abysmii's just putting up posters, like flyers around town where you can pull off and take a number. Want a stroke? Call me. I have space rays.
Yeah, okay, want a stroke, and they think it's about sex, but little do they know.
Why are you doing this?
Do you want to ride the solar coaster?
People pay me. What? I mean, come on. That's how your weird fucking world works. Everyone has to do stuff for monetary gain.
Speaking of which, our Patreons and...
God damn it.
Alright, so this is DP, I believe. Now remember Hopper's voice. DP is gone?
Well, good to see you there, Hopper. God damn it. Sorry, guys.
I was taking a drink. Good to see you there, Hopper, said Hopper.
Hopper was having a stroke. I'm sorry. I was contemplating the concept of space strokes, so I was kind of a million miles away.
Which is exactly how you feel when you're on a space stroke.
Well, good to see you, Hopper said as I walked out.
He had a stroke. He's now known as Flopper. But go ahead.
On the 13th,
I went goddamn dirty right now.
On the 13th, I went back to the units, walking around the garage truck that carried my old flashlight away.
A garage truck, eh?
A garbage truck.
Garbage.
Each Fleming unit rose up. It was a transformer and became a truck and drove out.
That's the twist.
Fleming bots, roll out.
Sorry, I must go back to my own planet, and it's just a bunch of them.
Fleming units, robots in Montana.
Many millennia ago, we fought in the Great Robot War. Combining our might, we transformed into a storage unit facility. Then we forgot what we were doing.
Then someone hung themselves in one of us, and it was kind of weird.
What does a transformer do if somebody kills themselves inside one of them? Could you imagine? The guilt, the shame.
Hey, Fred, someone's killing themselves inside me.
Oh, hey, look at that.
It's pretty metal.
I'll be right there, Optimus Prime. My driver has me idling in the garage. I'm sure he'll be ready any moment. Fuck.
Is there ever a Transformers thing where, like, someone's driving Optimus Prime and he's, like, pissed off at his wife and he, like, wants to go, like, run the fucking rig off the side of a cliff or something?
Which one, Optimus Prime or the driver?
Yes.
But that's the funny thing is, like, you know how China fucking loves those Transformer movies.
Yes.
They absolutely love them. Like, it's like somewhere in rural Montana, look at all these trucks, and then, like, you get a traveling group of Chinese people coming to America to see what Montana's like, and it's just the middle of nowhere, and they're like, oh, it's so cool and exciting.
Yeah. Look at all the cars. They must be Autobots and Decepticons.
We don't have storage units in China.
We just have
have suicide boots.
Yeah, suicide boots.
Oh.
All right.
That's not true. They have nets to prevent people from committing suicide.
True.
Christ, where are we?
I don't know anymore.
My old flashlight away. I opened the unit.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. I spoke over you. Go ahead.
Carried my old flashlight away. I opened the unit and found an old stuffed toy mouse. It was given to us by a coworker. I don't remember his name, but he always tried to give his give away stuff his son didn't need anymore. I threw it in the trash. There was an old gumball machine there, not a good one, but one of those plastic ones with the tiny gumballs. When I touched it, a few fell out and cracked on the hard floor. Those must be some stale-ass gumballs if they're cracking on the floor.
I can believe that. They've been there a while.
By the way, DP, I think we found your cereal that you could be the mascot for. Stale-ass gumballs.
Hey, old DP here. Try stale gumballs, part of this complete breakfast.
I've been aging these for 25 years.
Yeah.
Put them in the milk. It won't do anything.
They come in a variety of flavors. Red, green, yellow. But yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, all yellow. Anyway.
Oops, all stale gumballs.
That's every fucking time.
There was a microscope I had forgotten about, though I wasn't sure it even worked. I put that aside, though. Everything else was either garbage or not important enough to be put in with it.
Not important enough to not be put in with it.
Oh, gotcha. Thank you.
That is an annoying double negative, however.
An inflatable backyard water slide, a wooden silverware cabinet I had no use for, some croquet equipment, a dartboard. I wasn't sure if that was croquet or crochet.
Yeah.
There was an exercise bike that was in good condition, but I didn't think I'd use it again and didn't want to go through the trouble of selling it.
So there's stuff in here, is what we're saying.
Yeah, before we do this last paragraph, do we want to do a quick recap of what we think about this story and where it's gone?
Last time on Fear Fiction Podcast.
Ah!
Whoa, look out!
It's red flag.
No, it's not.
It's not me, I swear.
I have to say nothing has happened.
Yeah, this feels like it should be at least a page longer to actually build a story. There's definitely core elements here. We have the HGPS, we have the road trip, we have the the items that the protagonist found, and now it's just going to end. Like, it feels like it started and it's immediately going to stop.
Unless this last paragraph is some sort of twist, which I doubt, but...
Well, even if it is, it's not going to feel earned, because, like, we just got started.
I'm calling it right now. The butterfly is Dorian's butterfly. Crushing it made the kid grow old. That's what the twist is going to be.
Okay.
But regardless I think that we're trying to tackle a heavy subject. What do you do when you have a child that has a very severe disease, and how do you deal with something as serious as progeria? And we're not getting to see anything about what her life was like. And I think the whole thing is like these two people had a child, and then they, the child died very early, and then they divorced, and they've just kind of been aimless ever since. Well, and it's supposed to be like a sad, melancholy thing, but we have nothing to reminisce about the child with.
The kid isn't dead, though.
That's my guess, though, is that's what's happening. I don't know, because it doesn't. It seems like something has fallen apart. It
is a bit confusing. It feels like the kid should have passed on, but hasn't. And I feel like we should have some more scenes where the daughter and the father are going through these items and what they mean to their relationship and to her upbringing, to kind of cement their experience dealing with the progeria. And we don't really have that.
I mean, you could easily just say a few things similar to Emily really wanted to come with me and, see what was in the storage unit, what things of hers were there. But, I knew better than to take her around, strange people in a strange area who were going to, give her a bunch of shit, like that type of setup,
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, but, probably what people do in a lot of cases.
Granted, yeah.
But, some different things like that, like you said, to give an idea of the life that this kid has, or even just the life the parent has. What accommodations do you have to make? What things can you not do that you wish you could? Whatever. But, Anyway.
Remind me, DP, was there a minimum word count or page count on this?
There was. It was low.
It was low. Okay.
It was one word.
And honestly, you can tell a very short story and do it well. That's obviously very, very possible. I don't think that this story achieves that with what they've presented so far.
We'll see, though.
We will see. Here's the last paragraph. A while in, I realized that there was nothing important there, so I grabbed the microscope, closed the storage door, and walked home. Everything else would be auctioned off by the police. When I opened the door, careful not to drop the microscope, a nature channel was on. Oh, they're back at home. Okay. The Madarian large white, or Pieris brassicae wollastonii, was a butterfly endemic to Madaria, known by collectors for its distinctive black-tipped wings. Shamanic tribes, I think it should be shamanistic, believed it to contain the secret to eternal life and renewal. Sadly, it was last collected in 1977 and is since believed to be extinct. I turned off the TV and fell asleep on the couch. So that was kind of the death of hope of, eternal life and all that.
That's not like a hard twist, but that is a satisfying twist, I would say.
That's a satisfying ending. I don't think it's a twist at all.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a bookend. And that works fine. I do think there's a page missing of the story that we should have read.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think that is a satisfying, it rhymes kind of moment of, look, there's this butterfly. But there is the bit of, would the person recollecting this know all of the things that were said on the TV exactly as they were said?
Yes.
I can believe that.
Here's the thing. I'm going to possibly blow your minds again.
Okay.
Butterfly, with some kind of shamanistic magical property believed it to have around it, with eternal life and renewal, youth and things like that. One of them crushed by the daughter with her backpack on their trip to that area.
But HGPS is hereditary, not...
Yeah, but who gives a fuck if it's magic?
Sure?
I don't know.
I'm not mocking the butterfly aspect of it at all. I think it does work as it's explained in the story. I would disagree with your take. That's just it.
Yeah, I just wonder about the details being in the story. If there wasn't some, maybe I'm off base, but some sort of maybe other thing that I didn't think of or whatever. But would the details all be there if they didn't relate somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, all I know is that Abysmii says he's not disparaging the butterfly, which is unusual for him because I know him to go to butterfly gardens and just yell at them.
That's not disparaging. That's our weird land dispute that they won't fucking arbitrate to. So that's their own damn fault.
If you'd get rid of the flower garden, you wouldn't have a problem.
It's my fucking flower garden. I have an easement with the county. I can put that flower garden in.
How'd you pay for the flowers, by the way, all those exotic flowers? Was it by giving people strokes?
They paid for them.
Mm-hmm.
Free damn country. Or that's what the Constitution says, I think. I haven't read
The
it.
Constitution. Aliens are hereby free to charge for strokes.
Every day that he get the police called on him, and the police are just like, it's not illegal to give people space strokes. Have a good day, ma'am.
If we can pay for alcohol to melt our brains, then we can pay for space ray radiation strokes.
Look, I don't like the space stroker any more than you guys do.
Oh,
How did
officer.
you know my business title? Space Stroker Incorporated.
Officer. You know, I have to ask you though. I identify as a celestial citizen. Am I free to go? Am I being detained? Yeah.
Oh man, I am a traveling space stroker.
Another good band name, but yeah.
Stroking across America.
For now, for some reason, all I can think of is Captain Stroke. He's a hero.
And I will always stroke you for
We didn't start-
$29.99.
We didn't start the stroking.
It was always stroking when the world was stroking.
Old folks were croaking.
Called Abysmii, I was dumb. Now half of my face is numb.
I never
And I
thought
chimed in
I'd
with,
stroke
haven't you
alone.
people ever heard of stroking the goddamn
Cat.
Yeah, I don't know. Cat, yeah.
Cat, that'll work.
Herb.
Herb Muddlefoot, by the way. Character from Darkwing
Herbonomics.
Duck.
Herbiefoot.
Herb what?
Herbivore.
What is happening right now?
I don't know.
I'm Herman Cain, and I approve 999.
You approve Creepypasta number 1402.
Yes, I do.
Okay, how would you guys feel? We're not doing another cold open, but I'll just say this quickly. How would you guys feel if there was a presidential candidate who in any way acknowledged the existence of Creepypasta?
Depending on
For,
how they
against
felt about
anything.
Creepypasta, I would either vote for them in a heartbeat or not vote for them at all, and would discourage others from voting for them.
Now listen. I like Jeff the Killer. I like the cut of his jib. Like, well, sir,
You're wrong.
you have my vote.
What if you had a presidential candidate who got up in front of everybody and said, and trust me, when I am president of these United States, we will get to the bottom of this Momo menace that is hurting our children.
It's like they say, mo problems.
God damn it.
I am earnestly hoping for the next presidential election that whomever goes up to debate Trump says, now, Mr. President, have you read in its entirety Godzilla NES? Have you? Have you done it? Because I have, and let me tell you.
You, sir, are no Godzilla NES. When you said you're earnestly hoping, I thought, man, that's a good title for a movie where Ernest P. Worrell tries to become president. But yeah.
See, that's the thing, is I think that creepypastas need to be shorter. Right now, they're just getting too damn long.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I've been on no sleep for over 3 years, and I got to tell you, all of these series are ruining the art form. Can I get an amen?
Why is Obama running against Trump in 2020?
Well, listen,
I'd be okay with that.
I was,
skirt all the rules. I don't care.
I was out of office for about 4 years, and how'd that work out for you?
Now I'm back, bitches.
Now I'm back
You're
from outer
Obama?
space.
That would be amazing if his first campaign slogan was hope, and his second one is I'm back, bitches.
Oh, man. Anyway, Herb, we were doing a cold open. It's so fucking...
You said no cold open, and therefore we had to.
Yeah.
So, Herb on the 15 Hours Tumblr Story plays.
Yep. I made the stupid decision to visit my friend's birthday party on the night before a final, and of course it started fucking snowing. I live in rural Appalachia, so an hour...
Hold on. You live in rural Appalachia and you go to school? No, sorry. Don't buy it.
This is racist, and I am offended.
Well, it says a final. It doesn't say a school final, just some final thing.
True.
Final destination. I was playing. It was a Smash tournament.
Yeah.
I had to get up and go to a Smash tournament in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I live in rural Appalachia, so an hour and a half drive from campus to a party wasn't unheard of. On these winding roads, though, a drive that would normally take 90 or so minutes in a good weather took 4 hours or more in the snow. What's frustrating is that I knew it would snow. I knew I shouldn't go, and I did it anyway. I thought I was going to be able to get some, so the drive would be worth it. I didn't, so I was even more pissed off.
I didn't see any of my family there.
Remember? I knew it. I knew it was coming.
My cousin Janine wasn't even in the tri-state area. I was so angry.
Janine from Appalachia.
Looks like Momo.
I was in the familiar part of nowhere, just a few minutes' drive in good weather from my grandparents' old place. Trees surrounded both sides of the now white road. I knew that there was a cliff face just a bit past the tree line on my left, and a sharp drop past the tree line on my right. In normal circumstances, I'd be going 45 to 55 miles per hour, but at that moment I was going a healthy 25 because death was smashing into rock, or by falling off some was not my idea. Wait, hold on. Death by smashing into rock or by falling off some was not my idea of a good ending to my already shitty night. My car's tires were slipping a bit at that crawling speed anyway. Any faster, and I would really be risking my life.
So
I have become death, destroyer of cars, the smasher of rocks.
This guy is up in the mountains. On his left side is a drop. On his right side is a drop. Is this a mountain or is he just on a roller coaster?
He might just be on a bridge and doesn't know what bridges are because he lives in Appalachia.
As I came around a steep bend in the road, my headlights illuminated something standing at its center. A pale, tall man with no face. No. I could just barely make out the silhouette through the flurry. A deer. I slammed my brakes like a fucking idiot. My little shit hand-me-down Cavalier started fishtailing and sliding all over the slick road, and if anything, it was gaining speed instead of slowing down. I plowed straight into the deer, and I could feel that I was dragging it as I finally skidded to a halt.
Brutal.
Would you say Rudolph? No, I don't think it was Rudolph.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer shouldn't have been alone at night. If you ever saw him, you're probably driving alone at night.
God damn it. You can't write... Oh, fuck it.
Now I've seen his insides and the system that lights up his nose. It wasn't carbon efficient. It wasn't carbon efficient. So away from 2020 he goes. You know, you have a nose that works by burning coal in current year.
Damn.
Oh, fucking shit, I said, threw the car in park and stepped out. The headlights reflected off the snow around me, making the area pretty bright. Plus, just up the road a bit was a street light belonging to a little cabin.
A cabin floating out over the drop, or what?
I looked back into the sickening red streak on the road behind me. Poor thing, I said as I came around back. The deer wasn't there. The deer, he turns back around and the deer is there holding a shotgun.
Yeah. You came to the wrong mountain.
It's back the way you came.
Mm-hmm. We don't take kindly to deer killers in these parts.
That's my cabin up there.
Deer cabin.
Yeah.
You'll pay dearly for what you did to me.
Are we really gonna make a horror movie now called Deer Cabin? Are we gonna be calling Blumhouse after this?
No, we're gonna call it Deer Cabin in the Woods.
No.
Yes. Oh God, are you kidding me? Is it stuck under there? There was no way I could pull a deer out from under my car by myself. I'm a small, Wow. I'm small and a pansy. I'm small and a pansy, really, and deer weigh like a fucking ton. I'd helped my dad multiple times to haul deer he'd shot from the woods during hunting season. Not a fun job. I got on my knees, avoiding the blood, and turned my phone's flashlight under the car. Nothing. I flashed my light to the left and right. From under the car, I could see on the passenger side 2 deer hooves standing there.
It's Krampus.
Oh my god.
I hope so.
Oh my god, I really hope it's a fucking...
It's a fucking cryptid.
Dead Deer the Revenger.
What the fuck? I whispered.
Oh no. Okay, here we go, guys. What the fuck? The voice that echoed mine sounded, well, stretched. That's the best way I can describe it. Like someone took a voice in their hands and stretched it, so that it was almost translucent, nearly ripping. Slowly, I stood up, hip pressed against the driver's side brake light. Standing on 2 legs, like a fucking person, by my passenger side door, was a deer. It's just a furry. It was huge. Its great antlers had started collecting snow, so that it glittered in the light. Its face was pointed right at me, eyes focused on mine. Its front legs stretched out so that its hooves were on top of my car. Slapped the hood of the car, and said, "This baby can fit so many elves in it." I'll admit I was completely dumbfounded. Alright, so I'm not, other than the fact that, furry stuff makes it funny, the idea of a deer standing upright, leaning on your car looking at you, do we find that disturbing, or?
Is it riding the current trend of cryptid? Because if it's goofy, I'll enjoy it. If it's, oh my god, deer person, I'm gonna be bored.
Abysmii, for fuck's sake. Goofy is a dog. This is a deer. This is not Goofy.
It's Slender Deer.
Sora. Turns out I'm part deer.
Sora, you ran me over with your car.
I
gotta call my insurance agent. What's an insurance agent? Oh, I forgot. You're fucking stupid.
I literally suggested this as a joke, and it's really happening. I was like, what if he turns around and the deer's there with a shotgun?
Yeah.
Well, all we need to see is if the deer has a shotgun. I stood there, and it did too. We stared at each other for what felt like an eternity. That line is a goddamn story.
And now I wish I hadn't.
Yeah. And then it shook its head slightly and smiled. Oh my god, that smile. It stretched almost from eye to eye, its mouth full of very white and very human teeth.
It's just a furry. It's just a furry.
Couldn't it have been, instead of being this, just Slender Deer? Just make it Slender Deer. A deer with no face.
Mm-hmm. Make each antler tip a little shotgun.
Mm.
I was no longer still. I launched myself at the driver's side door and fumbled with the handle.
I posted on Tumblr.
Oh my god, 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 oh my god. I whispered. It was locked. I locked myself.
I whispered in Swiss.
I was Swiss. It was locked. I locked myself out of my car in the snow, in the middle of nowhere, with goddamned murder deer. How do you know it's a murder deer? It just smiles with human teeth.
Yeah. I don't know why.
You don't know?
I would be like, oh, it's smiling,
hey, baby,
the universal sign of aggression,
Mm-hmm.
It stood still, or it still stood, there, in the same position, head turned toward me with that fucking smile on its face. Its eyes widened unnaturally large as it creaked out the words, "Poor thing."
Oh, there's a lot of P's, so it technically should be poor.
Okay, stop.
There.
Here's the crazy thing. Stretching out an audio clip is an actual thing, and
Really?
it does not sound like what they're portraying. So,
Yeah. I ran like holy hell straight for that little cabin, all the while praying that it wasn't someone's hunting cabin or summer getaway. I screamed, "Help me, Jesus Christ, help me." Poor thing, it shouted behind me when I heard what sounded like a light bulb shatter. I looked over my shoulder. Its body was changing. Instead of shoulders like an animal pushing from its back, it had shoulders like a human now.
No.
And its hips didn't lie. Made a sound like breaking glass as it became more human-like.
is it turning into the person that hit it?
I think so.
That'd be nice.
I screamed a series of profanities in an order I cannot remember now as I pushed my body to the limit, to pick up speed. I think the thing laughed as it continued to shout the same phrase at me. Poor thing. Poor thing.
So the problem is, though, for this guy, if the deer does take his place, it can have any number of deformities and people will just assume it's because he's from Appalachia.
True.
Yeah.
A loud crack rang out as my feet hit the driveway by the cabin, echoing into the night and the hills surrounding us. I kept running forward onto the front porch and smack into a rather large, older man holding a shotgun.
Oh my god.
The deer took it from him, and no. As soon as I had myself hidden behind him, I turned to look back at the creature. Alright, so Shia LaBeouf has a shotgun.
Actual
Real
deer
hunter.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
We need to ban fully automatic shotgun deer.
Yeah,
If you take away all the shotguns, only Shia LaBeouf will have shotguns.
that's right.
You know what happens when you don't have a shotgun? That's when the shotgun deer start showing up.
That's right.
Okay. It stood at the edge of the road by the driveway and the street light. It had the head and neck of a deer, but from the shoulders down, it was me. Blue flannel shirt, A-cup breasts.
Oh,
Oh.
mister, we didn't know that. Okay, cool.
I didn't want to be sexist when I was too weak to get the deer out from under the
Yeah,
car.
I thought that too. I was like, that's too obvious. But
There was also that point where it said I flipped my hair and was like, whatever, you know.
It does say something that we're like, oh, this person was trying to get laid, and why are they so upset that they didn't get laid? This fucking incel, and then it turns out to be a woman.
a femcel.
A femcel, yeah. Black jeans, tiny hip. You're being rather generous with how you look.
Except for the head, it looked just like me. A body that wouldn't quit. A perfect ass.
Complete 10 out of 10. The butterface deer.
Buckface? I don't know.
Buckerface. Buckerface, I hardly know. Her feet just a little too big for its skinny legs. It had transformed its torso and limbs into mine.
I love this next line. Abysmii, please. Go for it.
Get on out of here, Herb! The man I was hiding behind waved his shotgun. She's keeping her face, you fucking piece of shit!
Okay, is this story going to redeem itself?
I'm suddenly on board again.
Herb! I shouted at the guy. Poor thing. The creature extended an arm, with bracelets and rings just like mine, and beckoned me to it. There was the promise ring my daddy gave me, curving up its index finger and coyly waving at me. So it's mocking her. It's like beckoning to her, like, come on over here.
Had the same bracelets and rings that I had, the same things that I got from Forever 21. They were very expensive.
All my Hot Topic paraphernalia waking me in the face.
It even had my Invader Zim binder.
It had my t-shirt that said, it's a stroke victim.
The man fired off another shot, this time at the deer me creature. Deer me creature.
Okay.
Okay. It jumped
I like
back a pace as the ground by its feet exploded with the force of the shot. I said, "Get out of here!" The man repeated himself, whispering it almost so quietly I could barely hear him myself.
I'm not afraid of you anymore.
Not afraid. Oh, go ahead, Abysmii.
Are you kidding me? It shouted at us, then turned and made its way into the darkness. I stood there with the man, who I would later learn was Bill, and watched for a long time after the creature disappeared.
I will say I like the name Herb, just because it's so random and, funny, but I wish that the deer's name was John. So he could be Dear John.
Oh, hear me, John.
Herb, I asked again, breaking the silence. You can stay here until it's light out. I'd just leave your car where it is if I was you, Bill said, and turned to go inside.
I followed closely behind him. Herb. I pressed the issue further as Bill started bolting and locking the door, with at least 20 different kinds of locks. Why did you call it Herb?
Bill paused. Well, that's who it was last time. Okay, I like aspects of this story.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. We were making fun of it, but it's the story that's easy to make fun of, not necessarily bad, you know.
Well, it ends better than it started.
Yeah.
In weird ways, because the start is solid, but it's kind of just very milquetoast, and the way it ends is a little bizarre and much more entertaining.
The beginning of it is played very serious, and so when you see a deer with human teeth standing up by a car, it seems like the author is intending for you to take that seriously as like a monster. So when you were in that state, you know, you kind of think, okay, well, let's apply that, you know, let's refer back to all the times we've seen, you know, similar things in stories or, you know, whatever like that. So when it gets into the part where it's kind of funny, you're like, oh, okay, now here's the fresh take, you know, here's the, you know, part that's actually interesting is that it's, you know, treating it kind of funny, and the interactions between Bill and Herb, you know, are kind of, you know, funny, so.
And that's something I've said multiple times. The minute you go for the supernatural or the cryptid or like the tropey, not as in tropes are bad, but the minute you make this switch to now we're going into different territory, there's no going back. And you really have to decide, are you going to make this a serious tone? Are you going to make this weird? Are you going to make this funny? And oftentimes, keeping it serious is the biggest detriment to your story, because for a lot of people, it's, you know, it's like, and there was this weird deer creature that wasn't a deer. Okay. And that's kind of just where your story ends. But this one, I don't know if it was the intention of the author, but it does feel a little bit absurd, and I like that quality.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, for the creature to say, "Are you kidding me?" when he's shot at and told to go away, you know, the author has to have a little bit of humor. You know, I would think, you know, it would have to be played for laughs. But all right, so that's Herb. I liked that. The second part of it. I mean, if the first part of it had a bit more humor to it, like even just one part of it that was funny, you know, I think then it would hang together more as like, you know, okay, now I'm down for the ride. You know, I'm with you here. Let's see what you got.
I think that she should have said at the beginning, I was looking to get something dipped in my vagoo, and it didn't happen. Also, so the deer was named Herb.
Yeah.
And backwards, Herb is bleh.
This has been the Fear Fiction Podcast. Your hosts are Abysmii, Dead Palette, and Slimebeast. Music by Abysmii. Art by C.F. Comer. Voiceover by Atticus Jackson. Edited by Elias the Intern. Subscribe to Fearfic on YouTube to stay up to date on new episodes.
Now why would I care about all forensic victims? Easy, my dude, I got those Jarrah symptoms. Now why would I care about all forensic victims?
Hello? Speaking. Am I satisfied with my current podcast listening service? You mean the internet? Yeah, guess so. Listen, I don't really like doing surveys, so I'm gonna hang up. Look, whoever you are, don't interrupt me when I'm talking. I hate it when people interrupt me when I'm talking and... Yeah, I've been drinking. What of it? Hey, I don't call you up and tell you what to do at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. And I certainly don't want to take your stupid survey. What would I even get out of this? A $50 gift card to Amazon. How long will this take? 5 minutes? No, you're gonna have to sweeten the pot. Tell you what, throw in a free 6-month subscription to Big Titty Anime Box, and you've got yourself a deal. Okay, shoot. Let's say I'm 30. No. No. Sometimes. Yes. Once or twice a day? Crab. Crab. Did I stutter? No, singular crab. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't have to answer that question. I don't care who said that. It's wrong. And I'll sue them and you for defamation. Next question. No. No. How many more of these deal with Fortnite? Yeah, you can just skip all of those. Oh, we're already done. Cool. So, when does my big titty anime box arrive? Ugh, a promo code? Really? Fine. What is it? Subscribe to Fearfic? What the fuck is a Fearfic? A what? What kind of podcast is that? Psh, sure, like people would listen to that. I knew this was a scam. I'm hanging up now.
I got what you need!
Red Letter Media. I talk about them a lot. Just go watch all their stuff. I recently, I purchased their movie Space Cop and all the extras a long time ago, and I finally sat down and actually watched the commentary track and the behind the scenes, and it's just fucking awesome. But yeah, they're on YouTube. Just go watch all their shit. I cannot vouch for this channel enough. It's hilarious. It's very informative. Yeah.
Yeah, if you liked the Scarlet Letter, you will love the reboot Red Letter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their motto is just the Scarlet Letter, but better.
Yeah.
Yes. That is our corporate motto.
It stars Demi Moore. Can't go wrong.
And it also stars Demi Lovato.
Mm-hmm. And a Demi Gorgon.
And they're all demisexuals together.
All right.